Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Red who loved to ride her bike in the hood. She had a shiny red bicycle that she loved more than anything in the world. Her parents would always tell her to be careful and not to stray too far from home, but Red loved to explore and see new things. One day, while riding her bike, Red spotted a beautiful park on the other side of town. She had never been there before, and she couldn't resist the temptation to check it out. So, she pedaled as fast as she could, feeling the wind in her hair and the sun on her face. As Red reached the park, she saw a group of kids playing in the distance. They looked like they were having so much fun, and Red wanted to join them. But as she got closer, she noticed that something wasn't quite right. The kids looked mean and intimidating, and Red felt uneasy. Suddenly, one of the kids approached her and demanded that she hand over her bike. Red refused and tried to ride away, but the other kids surrounded her and wouldn't let her leave. Red was scared and didn't know what to do. As the kids surrounded Red, she felt a strange sensation coursing through her body. Suddenly, she began to grow larger and larger, and her skin began to shift and transform. Before she knew it, Red had transformed into the big bad wolf. The kids were taken aback and immediately started to run away in terror, but the wolf was faster. She caught up to them in no time, her teeth bared and her eyes fierce. The kids were trembling with fear as the wolf approached them, but the wolf didn't attack. Instead, she spoke to them in a deep and commanding voice. "Why are you picking on this little girl?" the wolf asked. "Don't you have anything better to do?" The kids were surprised that the wolf could talk, but they were also ashamed. They realized that they had been bullying Red for no good reason, and they didn't know how to make things right. The wolf could sense their remorse, and she softened her tone. "Listen, I used to be a little girl just like her," she said. "I know what it's like to feel scared and alone. But that's no excuse for treating someone else poorly. You need to apologize to Red and make things right." The kids reluctantly apologized to Red, and the wolf watched as they rode away on their bikes. Red was still in shock from the transformation and couldn't believe what had just happened. But the wolf reassured her that everything would be okay and that she had her back. From that day on, Red and the big bad wolf became the best of friends. They rode their bikes together all over the hood, and whenever Red needed help or protection, the wolf was there to lend a paw. Together, they became the most fearsome duo in the hood, and nobody ever dared to mess with them again.